Hey guys, Anthony here. So in this video, I'm breaking down Cobb County. For those that don't know, Cobb County is the second largest, most populated county here in the metro area. It's the third largest in the state, but it's also one of the fastest growing. Now there's two sides of Cobb. There's east versus west. We're gonna break down the differences. We're looking at taxes, job locations, schools, shopping, you name it. We're breaking it down in this video. Let's begin. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony LaBorde. I'm a realtor here in Atlanta, Georgia. If it's your first time on my channel, first of all, thank you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I got lots of cool content already out there for you to check out, but more coming soon. And if you know somebody that's moving to Atlanta, maybe it's you, a family member, please pass along my information. I'm hearing from more and more people all over the world every single day, just having way too much fun doing this, learning about different cultures and backgrounds, etc., getting them moved here, finding the home of their dreams, and getting them on their way. As I mentioned in this video, we're breaking down Cobb County. We're looking at East Cobb versus West Cobb. And the reason we're doing that is these are very different parts of the county. For years, most people have known about East Cobb, but not as much about West Cobb. It doesn't get the notoriety or the accolades that a lot of East Cobb does because of the schools and the neighborhoods and a lot of wonderful things going on there. But West Cobb is growing and booming and getting more and more people moving out there every day. The schools are getting better, shopping's growing. So we're gonna break down both of these, both the East versus the West here in Cobb. We're gonna look at taxes, schools, shopping, drive time, jobs, all these major categories, and we're starting now. So before I jump into the content, I want to define what is Cobb County and specifically what is East and what is West. So if you're looking at this map here, you see Cobb County as a whole. The Freeway 75 runs right down through the middle of it. On the right-hand side or the eastern side is obviously East Cobb. On the west side is West Cobb. Again, very different areas, much larger on the west side. I'm gonna go into a lot more detail about this, but I wanted you to see this map so you could see where each one of those were. Let's begin. So the first category that we're going to look at are the schools in there. And the reason why is this is one of the main reasons people move to Cobb is the top ranked school systems that we have there. We have 6 of the country's top schools there in East Cobb. And that's part of why West Cobb often got overlooked is because the great schools in East Cobb, you have Pope, Lassiter, Walton. These are all 9s and 10s on that school ranking. Phenomenal schools. Academically, athletically, just phenomenal schools. I'm gonna speak English here in a second. Preparedness for college, wonderful schools there in East Cobb. But over the years, West Cobb has also been building schools and growing in the rankings. You have Kennesaw Mountain High School, you got Hillgrove, you got Harrison. These are all, again, top rated schools, but they're newer schools than the ones in East Cobb. So they didn't get the recognition, mainly because East Cobb has had that recognition for so long. These are great schools, phenomenal schools, but West Cobb also has higher education. This is one thing that East Cobb doesn't have. So West Cobb is home to Kennesaw State University, the 3rd largest university here in the state, my alma mater, a fantastic school that is growing leaps and bounds every single day. I just can't believe how big that campus is getting out there. That's in West Cobb. We also have Chattahoochee Technical College. So we have a technical school there. Another phenomenal school. If the university is not for you, there's a technical school that teaches trades there. And then also Life University. This is one of the country's largest chiropractic schools found anywhere. If you're a chiropractor, you know all about Life University. That's in West Cobb. So not only do we have fantastic high schools, junior highs, elementary in West Cobb, we have higher education. And for that reason, West Cobb beats out East Cobb on the schools all day long. The second thing on the list that I want to talk about are the taxes. Now, granted, you're not going to get any different taxes in East Cobb versus West Cobb, but this is one of the main reasons that so many people are moving to Cobb and making it one of the fastest growing counties in the state, especially for retirees. And I'll explain why. So here in Cobb, not only are our overall taxes much lower than all the other counties in the area, but the tax breaks, the incentives. Now, one thing we're going to talk about here in a second are the companies, the headquarters that are the company headquarters. I'm struggling with English today, that are located here in West Cobb, and partly because of these taxes. There's so many tax incentives for companies, startups, big companies, corporations to put their headquarters there in Cobb. You get incentives for growing your business, for retaining employees, for being innovative. All these different categories you get tax breaks on and grants. So there's also caps on certain fees that businesses have to pay. So all of this is very strategic in order to drive companies to the county, and it's working. Our economy there is booming. We have all kinds of jobs, and I'm gonna talk about here in a second, but the taxes. Let's go to the individual, the citizen. So if you're a retiree, again, not only do we have one of the lowest tax rates here in the state, but if you're retiring, if you're 55, 62, 65, these are different age categories. At each one of these, you get all kinds of tax breaks. You know, one of them is the homestead exemption tax. Now, granted, you don't have to be retiring to get that, but if you are, you get additional grants on top of the homestead exemption. So all kinds of tax breaks. It just makes it a haven for retirees to come here. Plus your overall sales tax is lower, your income tax is lower. Just a great place financially to put down some roots and grow a business or a family. Another reason people are moving to Cobb has to do with the shopping. Now for years and years, East Cobb has had avenues at East Cobb. It's a beautiful complex, massive complex, all kinds of restaurants and retail, doctor's offices, chiropractor offices in there, and then all the retail around there. But then you're also close proximity to Roswell and Alpharetta, where you have the Avalon out there. So lots of shopping opportunities. Now, those in Alpharetta and Roswell, that's in Fulton County, so it's not necessarily Cobb, but you are close proximity to it. Flip side of this is West Cobb. We also have the avenues of West Cobb. Same thing on the East Cobb. It's not quite as large as the avenues there, but it's just a massive shopping complex. But then we also have the Vinings. People don't understand that Vinings is in West Cobb. So you got the Vinings Jubilee and all that shopping down there. Now that's much more high-end shopping, more affluent area. So you got high-end shops in there, but just a beautiful, beautiful area. On top of that, we have Smyrna is in West Cobb. So you have the Smyrna Market Village, which has restaurants and shopping in there, but you also have the Battery. That is the stadium where the Atlanta Braves play. And for the record, those that are baseball fans, Atlanta Braves won the World Series this year. That's where they won it at, there at the Battery. But that place is massive. A huge mixed-use facility with all kinds of shopping and retail and residential in there. Restaurants are amazing, but the shopping is just galore. It's all of... The other one is Mableton. Mableton off of East-West Connector. This is West Smyrna. That has shopping all over the place through there. So, and again, part of this is the size of West Cobb. So obviously there's going to be more options in there. It's twice the size of East Cobb. But if you think that East Cobb's the only one with shopping, West Cobb beats out East Cobb with the shopping all day long. Next category on the list are the jobs. Now I mentioned just a second ago, all the businesses that are coming to Cobb because of all the tax incentives, all the tax breaks, just makes it such a great place to start a company and to build from there. But in East Cobb, again, lots of jobs there, but it's much more retail, restaurant, shopping, a lot of smaller businesses that are there. Genuine Auto Parts has their headquarters there, and that's a massive company. So there is quite a few jobs there in East Cobb. But then when you look at the west side, in the west side, we have the Home Depot World Headquarters. That's a pretty big company right there in Vinings. We have Kennestone Hospital, massive hospital complex. Lockheed Martin, which is the Dobbins Air Force Base. Massive, massive complex. The Cobb County Airport there. So if you're in aviation, you have the airport there, the municipal airport that has jobs there. The Cobb Energy Center, which is a theater and arts center there. Jobs galore in that area. That's right there by the Galleria. So again, more shopping, more retail, lots of jobs there. But then I mentioned already the Battery. The Battery is a massive complex. It's got the stadium there, and it runs year round. So it doesn't have to be baseball season. We have concerts there all the time. There's big venues, but all the restaurants, all the retail, everything in there. So again, West Cobb being the size that it is, the number of companies that are going there, man, the jobs are galore here in Cobb County. Another area of interest that doesn't really get talked about much are the things to do in East Cobb versus West Cobb. Now, I'm going to talk more about outdoor activities. There's lots to do there. I mentioned all the shopping, all the retail, all the restaurants there. So there's lots and lots of those types of activities, but it's outdoors. So East Cobb is bordered by the Chattahoochee River. So you get all that tubing, all the camping, all the hiking, all through those trails in there. And it's a fantastic area. You're probably an hour or so from the North Georgia mountains there in East Cobb. So it's a little bit closer than West Cobb. But when you flip sides over to West Cobb, it blows East Cobb away. Now again, I'm very biased because I live in West Cobb, but I live right by Kennesaw Mountain National Park. And to me, that is one of the greatest areas in all of Atlanta Metro in terms of wanting to do hiking or running or Civil War history or camping or whatever it is you can do there at the park. It is a 20 miles of trails. It's 200 acres, just a massive, massive. Then you got the mountain there. So you got all the climbing there at Kennesaw Mountain. In addition to Kennesaw Mountain National Park, you have Lost Mountain, which is just north. It's right off of Dallas. So there's hiking over there as well. And then go a little bit further west there in Smyrna, you have the beginning of the Silver Comet Trail. This is a trail that used to be a railroad that has since been dismantled and turned into a trail. It's been paved. So it goes from Atlanta, starts there in Smyrna, and goes all the way to Alabama. You can ride your bike all the way to Alabama. It's no more than a 2% grade, just an amazing trail. It's beautiful through there. It goes through lots of different areas and covered bridge areas and over streams, and just really, really nice. So Kennesaw Mountain National Park, all that hiking, all that camping, and you can do horseback riding in there. Silver Comet Trail. So much to do in terms of being outdoors in both East and West, but I gotta give it to West Cobb again for things to do outdoors. Another category that people ask about all the time is the proximity to things. Proximity to downtown, midtown, the airport, North Georgia mountains. Again, I just mentioned East Cobb being up on the northeastern side of the county. You're much closer to the mountains up there, and you're closer to Alpharetta and Roswell. On the west side, however, you're much closer to downtown, midtown, and depending on where you're at in the West Cobb side, you could be like 15 minutes from the airport. Six Flags is actually in Cobb County on the West Cobb, and it's just minutes away from the airport. So both sides, depending on what's important to you, is it important to get to Alpharetta, Roswell, Dunwoody, Sandy Springs, over in that area, then East Cobb would be perfect for you. But if you want to be closer to the airport, closer to downtown, midtown, closer to that side of town, then obviously West Cobb would be. So both sides are strategically located depending on what you want to do, whether you want to be near the mountains or Alpharetta, if you want to be near the airport or midtown. So it just depends on where you want to be, your type of lifestyle. But hit me up and we can talk through that, and I could place you exactly where you want to be in the county, depending on what's important to you. But let's keep going. Now for the last category, I'm going to combine two of them, and we're going to look at opportunity for growth as well as the housing market, and I'll explain here in a second. So on East Cobb, and again, I can show you this map here again. You can see it's literally half the size of West Cobb. There's not a whole lot of growth opportunity there. You're surrounded by some really big suburbs, very densely populated. There are some new construction going on there, but not a whole lot. And I'm going to give you an example here in a second when I break down these housing. But then you look on the west side. The west side is so much larger than Eastern Cobb, and all this land over here off of East-West Connector, off the Covered Bridge District, all the way towards Dallas and Austell. This is a lot of green space through there. So there's a tremendous amount of new construction coming in there, new parks, new facilities coming. There's building some retail in there. So when you talk about growth opportunity, West Cobb beats out East Cobb just forever. It is so much more opportunity there. Now let's talk about the housing. And again, for years, everybody has known East Cobb as being a little bit more pricey. And I'll give you an example. So right now on the market, now again, this is a seller's market. Our inventory is very, very low right now. But East Cobb has 169 homes for sale. The average home price in East Cobb right now for a 4-bedroom, 3-bath is $755,000. That's pretty steep. Now on the west side, granted, much larger area, so we have 387 homes for sale right now. A lot more homes that are available. And the average sale in West Cobb, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, is $538,000. That's over $200,000 difference in the average home price. And they're right next to each other. They're just divided by 75, and it's substantially cheaper to live in West Cobb, but you got all this growth opportunity. You got all those businesses over there. You got all this other stuff going, the shopping, the schools, everything. Guys, if you're thinking about Cobb County and you're moving, you have absolutely got to consider West Cobb. Your average sale is going to be cheaper. You're going to save more money. You're going to get more for your dollar. You're going to be close to downtown, close to the airport, great schools, things to do, the mountain. Like I could go on and on all day long. So again, I love East Cobb. It is one of the most beautiful parts of the city. The neighborhoods through there are stunning. I really love the area a lot, but I'm an outdoorsy guy. I like to get out. I like to move. I love all that opportunity for growth on the west side. So again, West Cobb, in my opinion, this is Anthony's opinion. There's no data to back this up other than this video, but in my opinion, I prefer West Cobb over East Cobb. I love that area. There's so much growth going on there. If you have any questions about either of these areas, moving here, questions about the homes, please hit me up. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. But again, my name is Anthony LaBorde. I'm a realtor here in Atlanta. I would love to answer any questions you have, get you moved here, teach you about Cobb, teach you about this wonderful state of Georgia. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Until then, have a great day.